Q15, solve 3x squared plus 5x minus 9. So what we have here is, and then it says give your solutions at decimals. So my instant reaction is to go, oh, it's fine, I'll just do it like 3 times minus 9, and that's not going to work. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula. So 3 equals A, 5 equals B, and minus 9 equals C. And our quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac, that's a minus and that's a b squared, over 2a. And so we get minus 5 plus or minus root, 5 squared is 25, minus, and that's 4 times 3 times minus 9 over 6, and that equals minus 5 plus or minus, it's 108, that's 133 over 6, and then we've got to give our answer as that. So this is the point where I would just use a calculator, and that's minus 2.75, let's go 76, and then that also equals minus 5 plus, okay, and that also equals, I've got the other one, equals 1 point, so that one's, and that's 1.09, so that's minus 2.76 and 1.09. Okay, the value of a second-hand car decreases by 12.1% every year, so that means work out the number of full years until the car loses more than half its value. You must show it's working. So we know that, say a car is worth £10,000 or dollars, I don't really care. It's going to lose, the multiplier is going to be 12.1 divided by 100. So it's going to lose 0.121 every year, which means that its multiplier is going to be 100, so 1 minus 0.121 equals, let's just go back to where I needed to be on my calculator, so 1 minus 0.121 equals, so we need to just times this by 0.879. And then the answer is going to be correct, we just don't know to how many years. So it's to the amount of years that give us 5,000, where it goes to less than 5,000. So what does n give us there? So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up. So we go 10,000 times 0.879 to the power, we'll put it in and go answer 10,000 times 0.879 equals, and then times 0.879, that's 2, times 0.879, that's 3, times 0.879, that's 4, times 0.879, that's 5, times 0.879, that's 6. So after, when n equals 6, the amount, it's lost half its value. So the answer is 6 years, or over 5.5 or something, but anyway, 6 in this case. Right. When a biased coin is spun, let's just do this. When a biased coin is spun, the probability of heads, the probability of tails is 5-2. In a game, the player spins the coin 4 times. The player can win in 2 ways. First way to win, the spinner spins 4 heads. Okay. The second way to win is spin a head, then a tail, then a head, then a tail. How many times more likely is a player to win the first way than the second way? Okay, so this way is... This way will be 5/7 times 5/7 times 5/7 times 5/7, or 5/7 to the power 4, because that's the way, I mean, I could make that, so that's 5/7, not 5/77. To the power 4 equals, wow, that's 625 over 2401. But then this way would be, I don't think there's any other way to do this. 5, and then it would be times 2. Is there any other way to do that? Times 5/7 times 2/7. But then, could it land tail then? Except that's not... Okay. Oh, I suppose that is less likely. So then it's 5/7. Sorry, I just had to think about that. 5/7 times 2/7 times 5/7 times 2/7 equals, so that's 100 over 2401. So you're 6.25 times more likely to win the first way than the second way, which I suppose actually I could have got without actually having to do any of that work. Right, last question from this section is, right, work out the length of AD. Hang on. So, right, that's not a right angle triangle, but the one at the bottom is at least what we would call isosceles. So we know that that's 32. So that means we know that 180 minus 64 is going to be this one here, which is 116. So we know that that's 116. We know that this is 116. Now, the only way I can see to do this is using the cos rule, and the cos rule is something like a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So this is a, this is little a, this is b and c. And so we can do a equals, and we'll just do a big square root, and then that's b squared. So that's 9.8 squared plus 2.8 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 2.8 cos 116. And now that I've got my calculator back into its original form, it should all work. So let's do this. So it's 9.8 squared plus 2.8 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 2.8 times cos 116 equals, I didn't actually put the, just do that one more time. So that's 9.8 squared plus 2.8 squared minus 2 times 9.8 times 2.8 times cos of 116, and redo the brackets. Hopefully this will now give me an answer. Yeah, it says it's 11.31 centimetres. Right, I'll stop that for